Hi, and welcome to this segment of Beer to Whiskey. I'm Russ Heaps, and in my ongoing mission to spread the gospel of good taste, I find myself today in Garland, Texas, which is just east of Dallas, and I'm here at the Intrinsic Smokehouse and Brewery with the owner, founder, and head guy here. You can probably hear the rain on the tin roof. We're back in the brewing area. But anyway, Kerry Hodson sort of runs the place, and we're just going to get a little familiar with him and exactly what they're doing. So, Kerry, tell me a little bit about how you got started here. What brought this on?
Well, like a lot of brewers and brewery owners, it all started with homebrew about 8 years ago. Got hooked, and my wife and I were on a trip to Fredericksburg for our second wedding anniversary, and I wrote our first business plan. And she just kept supporting me all the way through that, and reworked the business plan, did a lot of work with the Chamber of Commerce, the Small Business Development Council, upgraded our business plan to a private placement memorandum, and then found a location, the great landlord, and decided to go for it. Started a crowdfund campaign, raised $30,000 there, which worked as the seed money to really get things to the next level.
How long have you been open?
We opened on the anniversary of the repeal of Prohibition, which was December 5th, which also happened to be my 30th birthday, which was kind of, stars aligned, and it was a really great day for everyone.
So you do the brewing?
We just promoted someone to full-time brewer. He's been working about 2 months now. Travis is going to kind of take us to the next level with our water chemistry. He's very ambitious about getting into the market, so we'll be distributing within the next month.
He comes from a beer background. He
comes from oil and gas, but he worked as a head brewer at another brewery before here. And we became friends, borrowing ingredients from each other, and eventually he decided he wanted to come on over and volunteer brew. He did that for about a year while he bartended, and now he's hands off the bar and 100% in the brew house.
But you have been you've been the brewer right up until pretty much you brought him on board, right?
Most of the recipes so far, right.
So is there anything that you specialize in, or is there certain things that you kind of concentrate on, or are you just sort of all over the map?
We've actually made over 150 beers in the 2 years we were open. Some we've repeated. We've definitely dialed in a dozen or so recipes that we're looking to put in the market throughout this year and the subsequent years, and kind of see how they work on other people's tap walls with their food menus. We try to have something light, but we keep it interesting. We'll make a Helles or a Kolsch or a Mexican lager.
Right.
We got to have something, botanical. So we have a tamarind habanero. We'll do a honey basil hefeweizen. We have our hibiscus wit on right now. Something dark. So this is our Bull Ride smoked porter. It's actually brewed with a pound of brisket burn-ins per barrel.
Oh, is that right?
And the recipe was a collaboration with a local musician, Joshua Ray Walker, and we brewed it for his CD release party. So it's been fun.
As long as we've paused here to talk about this beer a little bit, so what should I be tasting?
Well, it's got kind of deep porter notes, and what I mean by that is it's not a stout. It's got a light roast, of course, and dark color. But if you held it up to the light, the light does come through it. It's got a lot of deep caramel, and then smoky finish. When you exhale through your nose, you kind of get that smoke character. And we wanted something that paired well with our barbecue.
Right.
So it kind of accentuates the sweetness from barbecue sauce and the rub, and then kind of has a meaty mouthfeel, and then a smoky finish. Yeah,
I'm a brown porter stout drinker, though. That's what I really gravitate to, and this is tasty. I like this. You were talking earlier that you brought Travis on board to kind of take you guys to the next level. Are you doing any distribution now, or is that part of the next level?
No, everything we've brewed has been sold in-house or in cans to go. So yeah, that's what this space is for. So our brew house is still going to remain in the front window of the restaurant. And then we have some really long hoses.
I guess.
Back here.
Yeah, yeah. What beer was it that grabbed your attention first? Which craft beer got you on this path?
A lot of the Dogfish Head stuff. I first had a 60-minute IPA in college. Used to drink in Lone Star, and I smelled it and I was like, oh wow, this is floral and citrusy and it's gonna be fantastic. And then I tasted it and it blew my palate away because I thought it was bitter at the time. And then the first homebrew beer I did was Spot and Optimator, which kind of took me on the opposite end of, beer's made kind of quickly because, I had to lager it and wait for my first batch, and we're used to that instant gratification. So I kind of got a good mix of inspiration there.
When you're not drinking one of your beers, what do you drink? If you're out somewhere and you're going to have a beer, what is it that you gravitate towards?
Sure. We don't only serve our own beers. We have about 3 to 6 other beers on to balance out our tap wall in case we run out of an IPA and we're just we wanted to brew something else first, or so we have something for everyone all the time. But we do focus on Texas. So as local as possible. Drink a lot of OHB beer. You saw me there the other day.
Yep.
If I want a good brew pub, I go to Bankhead Brewery down the street. It's about 4 miles from here. Lakewood Brewery is about 2 miles from here. Hang out in their tap room quite a bit. So basically local stuff.
How involved is your wife? Is she involved in the business at all? I know you said she provides a lot of support, but is she involved with the business at all? Does she come by and?
Yeah, she left teaching about 1.5 years ago. She still stays involved in the teaching community. She serves on the Educators Foundation and reads all the grants and helps to decide where some of that funding goes. I think when you start a business, all of your skills have to transfer over. I was a furniture maker, so I learned process, patience,
right.
And we built all the furniture. As a teacher, she learned communication, organization, and she did our accounting for a long time. We've since passed that on so she can focus on catering and events. So she helps with basically all the communications for running that side of the business.
Is there a particular event that is sort of your signature event that everybody looks forward to?
We have a few. Our anniversary party, like any brewery, I think, is really fun.
Yeah, we made it another year.
Really quickly after that is a New Year's party. That's always a good time. We have a crawfish boil coming up. Halloween, we usually cook a whole animal. We've done a hog. We did a lamb last year. So I don't know, maybe we'll do an alligator this year. We'll see.
That'd be different. What are we looking at here? What's this?
This is another beer we're going to be putting on the market soon. It's our double IPA. It's aggressively late hop additions, so relatively low bitterness, about 40 IBUs at 9.3% alcohol, and then copious amounts of Eureka hops. And it's double dry hopped, so it gives you all the characters of the hops, a really light malt profile. It's Pilsner wheat, a little bit of Vienna, so it really accentuates the hops. And my father actually does all the painting and all the artwork.
Oh, is that right?
And so kind of to honor that in our family business, he takes a beer idea, name, and paints it, and then we snap a few good photos and make it into our labels.
You can really probably hear the rain going crazy. I've been in the Dallas area for 4 days, and when it hasn't been raining on me, the fog has been so thick you could clear it away with a shovel. I mean, it is just, the weather's been brutal while I've been here, and we're kind of hearing that now. Kerry, what is kind of the wildest, most out of the box beer that you guys have made and served here?
We have an event coming up on Sunday. Small brew pub, a little brew pub in Bishop Arts. Focuses on gastropub style food, interesting beers, and prohibition style cocktails. They coordinated this event about this time last year with 4 breweries and 4 coffee roasters. And the idea is that every brewery brings 2 beers that have coffee, influence of some sort, and are barrel aged. So there'll be 8, coffee infused barrel aged beers that day. We did something a little different. Well, I guess something kind of expected. Our bourbon barrel aged double bock with coffee, and then we brewed a saison with cascara fruit, which is the fruit on the outside of the coffee seed or bean, in the mash, and then put it into a barrel with Brettanomyces, and so it was barrel fermented wild beer, and then infused the coffee with that. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, that's. I would have to say that's kind of out of the box. Mm-hmm. That's kind of outside of the box. Well, I certainly appreciate you sitting down and sharing a few minutes with me and talking about Intrinsic. I've enjoyed it. I think we've learned a lot about what you guys are doing here. And when's your next anniversary?
December 5th.
December 5th. All right. Well,
3 years.
All right. Well, you got a little time to work on things before that big party. But anyway, on that note,
cheers.
Cheers. Texas Miss Lily, and see you next time.
Welcome to Intrinsic.